Good evening, this is Nerds the Human, and welcome back to this Alexander Rebels campaign. And you join us today for what might well be the finale. I don't quite know yet, but we're certainly looking like the end game is coming close. Last time, of course, we managed to go and take Shak as well as Bactria, and we can see here that the Persian Empire, well, is pretty much left in these core territories, and even the one siege they've got going on doesn't look like it's going to end well for them. Now, I think we've got them exactly where we want them. Of course, the big Battle of Sinai last time saw us be able to move towards Tyre, and Petra obviously fell straight into our hands. If we can win this here today, probably going to happen early on in the episode, I imagine, we'll definitely be in a good position to start storming towards the Persian Gates. Now, of course, in the west, things aren't entirely tied up. We did take Tomzantium last time, or the newly renamed Tomzantium, of course. The army from there, our beloved army of javelins, is on her way to Sinope just to pick up a few extra troops. Some generals here as well. They can head over to Scythia, where, yeah, their army isn't quite as good as the banner might make you think. I think we'll be okay when we take them on. Certainly helps that Hazara flipped over to our side. So it's probably a simple case of picking off a few of these odd armies lying around whilst we try and get our main forces in the direction of their final cities. Now, we don't really have any money. That isn't really a problem. Last time we had a big pile, I threw it into lines and lines of recruitment. That has now run out, but we do actually have ourselves a lot more recruiting places than we had before. So we do have a few more options at the very least. I'm clicking all the towns here that don't have any options. But hey ho, you can potentially believe me if you want to. And the main thing is that we have plenty of troops already. We probably won't need any more money to secure victory. But there are still a few big battles to be done. They still have around about 5 full stacks. So I don't know if it will be the end today, but we're certainly going to get ourselves close, if nothing else. I suspect, though, over here in Tyre, there's going to be a battle here pretty soon. Indeed, they are going to take us on at Tyre, although it is actually this tiny force that's going to take us on. Not quite Artes, but Arcetes, or whatever the pronunciation should be. He's going to take us on in the field, which is going to pull all of them out of the city, of course. That may or may not be good. Depends what their army is, and it's a bit of a mix. A few Bactrian cavalry, which I'm not particularly happy about taking on. I think we have enough with our generals and the Hyrcanians to take them on. We saw last time, once we started getting out the cavalry here, these are basically Pontic Heavy Cav, we're in a very good position indeed. I am certain that we will win this. In fact, I think even an Ultra Resolve might actually be enough, but I don't think we're going to worry about that. We're going to head into battle here. We're going to take them down. The main thing, of course, I suppose, is to not kill these guys too quickly, because otherwise we might well have them flee back towards the city. Let's head in. If we win this nice and cleanly, well, the route is very much wide open. Let's go.
If we win here today, we do far more than just defeat an army. If we win, we take a city from the enemy. We weaken them. We take their riches, their holy places, their lands, their women folk. But the winning, that is for you to do. Are you men enough for the task?
Yeah, are you man enough? It's good to know that the old toxic masculinity goes way back. Although, to be fair, it probably is kind of necessary when you're going into war. So, we're going to grab ourselves the hill over here. Where were the reinforcements? Pretty where the city is, Thomas. Not quite sure where it is. Ah, it's over there. Okay, they'll take ages to get to us from that position. They are in a slightly disadvantageous position in terms of getting up the hill here. So we'll plod ourselves up this hill nice and quick and set ourselves up for battle. Quite what they're expecting to achieve here, I do not know, but we might as well start throwing in the old javelin whilst we have the opportunity. Rush them away down the hill in the distance there. Yeah, a few javelins into the sides will do very nicely. Just climb the hill, leave them to die. Now, as for all of this, you'd probably best turn off pretty much all of the javelins at this point, because no point of wasting them. They'll be done pretty quickly. They are very, very slowly wandering their way towards this battle, but I think they're just trying to get a wide enough line to start moving. Perhaps that's something we'll see improve on the remastered, because they do seem to take a bit of an eternity to get a long, straight line. They have said they are going to be improving the battle AI, so we will see how that all turns out. Of course, I've noticed there isn't any extra factions in this game yet, so I guess they're leaving that down to the modding world, which I suppose, considering I've just done a load of videos on it, means that at least they're not almost immediately completely irrelevant. Hey, well, we seem to have failed to take them out with the javelins here, and they're only on eager. So the one unit has taken them out, that's lovely. You said get yourself over here. You said come and take him out. These guys are just going to gallop into the distance, tie these chaps out, and then we'll murder them. And in come all of the cavalry just to try and take out their spearmen. Down they go. Yeah, we lost a few more than we should have there. I don't know why we lost quite so many. These guys normally serve us very well. But oh well. All is sorted out now. That's the first guy gone. Fear has made a home in their hearts, and that really begs the question at this point, I should say. Where is the best position for these guys? Probably a little bit more in this direction, actually. They want to come at us from the hill. They are welcome. So I'm just going to rearrange this for the next 10 minutes until I'm happy with the perfect positioning. You couldn't possibly accuse me of being OCD at all. Not at all, no. But that's a pretty nice position. We've now got ourselves a good hill. They've been weirdly eager to waste their energy, and they have been running along for a while now. So I don't imagine they'll be in the best of shape when they arrive to take us on. These guys, yeah, the whole line formation thing. I mean, when you've got a line of phalanxes, maybe, just maybe, yes, you try and just outstretch them so you don't get flanked. But this is probably not the army for that. We are just a bunch of rebels. Just charge into us, we'll probably break. However, we do have a very nice hill advantage. No war cry, sadly, on this occasion. What I would like, though, is to grab... Let's just grab these cav. Yeah, this guy's the same type of cavalry. So this is his lot. He's the general of the Hyrcanian lot. He has been fairly heroic in our campaign in general, apart from these guys. Got themselves killed a minute ago. But the rest of them have been pretty darn solid. We're going to... Well, we're probably better off taking off the ones on the more level playing field, but honestly, if we just charge down into these guys in a moment, we'll probably utterly destroy them, just considering the hill that they're trying to run up right now. I mean, to be honest, I live quite near a sort of hilly, mountainy kind of area, and I can tell you, one little jog anywhere near a mountain like this high, and I am knackered, let alone if I have to go and kill someone afterwards. I'd be terrible at this job. Honestly, I would. I'd definitely be the old general. I do miss the old general view, actually. That's another thing that I would like. I do like being able to run around, just be able to see what the general can see, so that you can try and command your army like that. That is marvellous stuff. Right, we're going to take care of those archers. Are they the only archers? There are a few more over there. So we'll go and charge down those archers as well. Lovely hill charge at these guys. That probably will leave them pretty darn murdered, which is a technical term, I'm sure you'll agree. So, strangely they didn't break, because these guys never seem to break straight away. They took a whole 2 seconds, which is awfully rude. So they're going to plod back up the hill. We'll put the Hyrcanians over here onto Javelin of Doom mode, and we'll get on with our life. Now, these guys have ran off to their own death, I assume. At this point, they're kind of... Yeah, just kind of continue what you're doing, actually. Just keep running through them, because it's probably a bit late to try... and he's gone. Yeah, it's probably a bit late to try and actually, you know, run back towards our own lines. Okay, as for the rest of this, are they actually vaguely doing what I'd like them to do? Maybe they are. That's a heroic death because he's an absolute fool. You, sir, pull yourself out of there. You pull yourself out of there. And then all of my lovely Hyrcanian lads will immediately charge into them. They've got their own javelins, so I should probably just get on with it at this point. Now, the other guy is also running off because he apparently failed to take on the archers. These generals are potentially a little bit overrated. Really shouldn't have been so concerned about them. Now, the Balkanians are over there. We could take them out. You know what? I'm quite happy just to get our men back up the hill. Maintain advantage. Javelins will be coming at them anyway. You know what? Just get on top of them. That's probably going to work. And they're here and immediately pull out because we're going to hit javelins to death. Lovely stuff. And now we are once again seeing that, that our generals are actually terrible, and it's only Abraham that we can really trust, apart from, of course, Mithridates, who seems to be the true hero among us all. Now, as for the rest of these guys, Immortals down here, Immortals down here. We do have plenty of infantry. We could start actually charging them in at some point, because they are starting to flank us just a little bit, and there are backstring cavalry that we need to take out, so must bear that one in mind. Probably best if they get the batteries up there to start getting my cavalry back behind the lines. We'll just let them ruin their own life because they're not in the best position overall. So, these two infantries, you might need to go take on the Bactrians in a moment. Actually, we can get javelins in, that would be very nice. These are essentially cataphracts by, yeah, in essence. Charge in! And that is very nice indeed. Got a good charge on them. They're going to get some javelins into them. No one else is here. We've got them routing immediately, which is just what we needed. Good. You guys get yourself back in position. We're going to maintain discipline because we're not complete mentalists. Now, they're actually still chasing us back there. Interesting. So, I think we didn't lose the second general. We didn't. But we have now got their big line fronting us up. In comes a charge over here. I think we're going to splatter our way through them. That wasn't too bad. Javelins are still coming in. I'm quite happy with the height advantage for that old business. Now, should we charge into them? We should probably just pull them back once again. So all cav, just get ourselves lined up at the back here. These infantry can pull back into some kind of sensible position. Don't let them capture, that's fine. We'll let them play our battle here today. Javelins are pretty much done though, so we should probably soon start actually charging. But I'm happy for the time being. We've got, yeah, the javelin are probably going to be equally as good as infantry as our actual infantry probably, because the Persian troops are not very good. So there are the Persian peltasts. They are now going down the hill. We should probably slightly angleize this. You know what, I fancy ours against theirs. They're immortals, but we'll just charge them down at this point. Charge down the hill! And I think at this point, yeah, we've pretty much got 2v1 on a lot of the units. So I'm gonna use up my position here and charge everyone in. These guys, make your way down the hill. You two chaps, come in to support there. You two, come in to support here. And I think, yeah, I think we're going to have this. I think we're going to have it pretty darn soon. Splatter. Now that's where the cavalry's piling in, so that's an interesting part of the battle. Yep, there goes the Bactrians once again. Good, 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 good. So this part of the battlefield pretty much won. Actually, I think we pretty much got routes all the way around apart from this tiny area over here. Okay. So we'll just grab... No, not literally everyone. Yeah, not literally everyone. All of these people. Get yourself back up the hill and we'll charge from up there. That's probably for the best. Cavalry can mop up the rest of them. In fact, yes, that's probably the best idea at this point. All infantry, get across to them. All missiles, get yourself in some kind of supporting position. Anytime you want to run, that'd be grand, and the cavalry can just start mopping up. In fact, particularly the weak ones. So you can charge them down, you can charge them down, and to be honest, I think the general can as well, because he seems like he might be made of slightly dodgy blood. Although he hasn't proven himself bad just yet, don't really trust him. So let's get everyone in. We've pretty much got this battle at this point, but we just need to be careful we don't ruin it right at the death. So let's get everyone across. It's the one side of the battlefield we haven't quite won at yet. And yeah, I think we're going to get into them now. Big pile of bodies into the battle. That will break them. That indeed will break them. Now, the only thing I've got to worry about there... Nope, they're gone. The only thing I've got to worry about... They're gone. Okay, my favourite and best love of all Mithridates. Charge down the Bactrians, just make sure they are cleared out. You, sir, take out these chaps. You, sir, go and charge out on them. You deal with them. And the battle is over. It turns out our generals are the worst unit. Only 40% loss. That's pretty efficient, I would say. 1,401 kills. Very few of ours lost. So, once again, a big victory over in the Eastern Mediterranean. Victory, victory! Rome has indeed conquered. We'll burn it down because that is what happens to Tyre. Lovely. So, we'll take another terrible, terrible man. Right, death for Scylas. You are not the true Scylas, although, yes, Siles is his name. Scylas is from a different one of the campaigns. but he was equally not very useful. So with him dead, I will not mourn him. However, I would suggest that good old Mithra Descartes over here is probably the guy who should be leading us. If anyone knows what turn it actually is right now, do please let me know. I could just go back to episode 1, but I'm sure someone has an idea in their head of the exact turn it was that we begun this. I don't actually know how many turns we had. It was just up until 270. So we've got ourselves a nice watchtower there, first of the game that we've built, potentially. And with that, I can, get my troops over here to Sinope, which is just what I want, because these guys, just get on the boat. Get on the boat, get in the port. They are now safe. We have ourselves, well, mostly the javelins, but this time actually a few infantrymen just to hold the line, which is grand. So, Ekbana is also put under siege, by the way. I'm fairly confident with our position there. I'm going to send this guy round to Bacta, or Balk, or whatever the town's called, because I've really struggled with these pronunciations. Elsewhere, we are just going to keep on running in these towns, see what chaos we can cause, but, you know, at this point, it is somewhat academic, albeit, they didn't actually attack. I was going to say, albeit it would be very nice for me to not, to not have as many troops to face. Obviously, if we can get them to rebel, they'll do a nice bit of damage, so that is possibly a good way of doing this. We'll just make sure we send our agents back out. Make sure we know what's going on in this part of the world. Honestly, you can go over to Baka as well, or Balka, or whatever it is, and we'll be in a much better position. Now, Banu is obviously full of my men, but my spies don't seem to have got it burning down just yet. However, we can get a couple of troops over here in Taxia. That is probably a good plan. Now, this army has now got rams, so they're likely to head in. The Iron Persepolis, they can continue to hold for the time being, but we are now going to have two armies coming in. The men at Tyre are, I'm just going to merge, pretty much undamaged. A couple of units there with a bit of a knock, but I'm happy to leave those lads behind and move ever onwards. Now, Abraham, you have shown yourself to have some potential, so we'll let you go and leave the town. We will charge you two across eastward. And Hazara, you also have yourself a nice force that we could make use of. So we'll keep, we'll just keep a tiny bit of peasants in there. But to be honest, I'm quite happy keeping them in the army. We can always make use of them. They are very helpful in terms of eating arrow fire. We're going to have to defend Pera, and they do have themselves the faction leader coming in here. Sadly, I'm pretty certain this is Palisade Walls, so we're going to have to defend inside the city once they knock down a few holes. That could be problematic, actually. I was imagining we'd be on the walls, so we might well lose this. We'll have to see. At the very least, we can do some big damage with any luck. Indeed, we only have ourselves a pathetic little palisade here, and indeed the towers are even pretty useless as well, so we have to fight them in the streets the proper old-fashioned way. Not really a way that you do too often on Rome. Normally you either fight the walls or the plaza, but we're going to do this much more medieval 2 style here today. This is quite a nice type of town in many ways, because whilst it has a pathetic little wall, it does have very tight streets indeed, and there's actually only 2 ways onto the plaza. Thank you very much. There are many ways into the city. Yeah, you've got to come through over here to get in, and then there is also a back route, but I'll plug that up if I need to. For now, we're going to try and get them stuck here against the street. This is where all those ideas of trying to have huge and extra huge unit scales kind of doesn't really work, because you have to get them down this street here. You can kind of see when I've got this unit just beautifully put into this space here, how this is kind of the unit scale the game was designed for, which is kind of why I normally play on it, to be honest, because the game is really pretty much in terms of the numbers on Rome Total War and just in terms of the streets, and really all the settings are designed for this. So to me, this kind of makes sense to keep it that way. Of course, we've got the javelins in behind to cause all sorts of chaos. We'll just see where they want to come here, because they can go around the back and sneak around into these guys, but I don't think they will. If they will, we'll just reshuffle things around. I've got a second unit of infantry here just to swing whichever way they are needed, or indeed to go block up the rear entrance. So where are they going? Wandering around. I'd like them to come in one by one if they would, and I can see chariots. Okay, there are some scythe chariots, so if we can get some nice javelins in early on, that would be ideal. Just everyone a skirmish if you're on skirmish. Thank you very much. Get those javelins in. Do the best you can. Lovely. You're not my Macedonian lot, but you'll do. Oh, they've gone out of position. Yeah, all infantry needs to be on guard mode today. We're trying to hold a position, lads. Don't get ahead of yourselves. Just get back in position. And we'll throw in the javelins where we can. These Persian infantry are already wavering. That's fine by me. We'll get a couple more volleys in, but I don't really want to waste all of them. Yeah, we'll just tell you to stop, and we'll tell these guys to start as well. This no entrance is completely clear right now. These sideway hits on the non-shield side should be absolutely deadly. You can see actually on the files of Medieval 2 that some units like the later, like the Tertio kind of troops for Spain and whatnot, they actually have like they have armour all the way around, and actually the game does reflect that, which is rather nice. You can see the general's coming in now, so the general's not heavy. Oh, it's not. It's actually normal heavy cav rather than chariots, which is probably a bad thing, to be honest. Causes all sorts of issues. Oh well, we'll do the best we can. They're taking us on over here. That is fine by me. These javelins can start throwing in as well. Although, to be honest, lads, you should be throwing this way, I think. These guys go off guard and just start pushing, because I really don't want these guys. Actually, these guys are already out of javelins. Start pushing as well. Start pushing as well. Yeah, I think we're going to have a few issues over on this side then, aren't we? Okay, javelins, just throw them in heavy on the javelins over there. You guys go off guard, just go on to attack now. We need you to start pushing. That's one unit down, that's fine. These guys are both broken, which is not fine. Start getting him. Start getting him. And over here, have you won yet? You need to win so that we can start defending better. We've got some mass route issues here. Mass route issues. General charge forward just to hold them up. Hold them up. And then we've broken over here as well. It's not how it's supposed to go. Not how it's supposed to go at all. However, as we start to get ourselves back, we can hopefully just repair things on the plaza. Just get everyone on the plaza, please. Just back here. Let's just fight where we won't break. That hopefully would have worked a bit better, but sadly we didn't even win when we had the advantage of 2 units. So come on, get ourselves back here now. Don't get yourselves destroyed. Come on, fight where you'll be useful, damn it. Okay, so some of them are just fighting right on the end there. The general's back in this direction. If they want to get stuck on the edge there, that's fine by me, to be honest. Yeah, let's start getting that Scythe chariot dealt with, because they probably need to go down. Javelins, start throwing in, please. That would be very helpful. Now, you're broken because you're off the plaza. You're not supposed to have left. But you are... Yeah, you have killed the king, though. So long as we hover on the end of the plaza here, we'll be absolutely fine, I reckon. Because this is pretty even. 57, pretty even. We've barely done any damage at all. But they're starting to break. That's a mass break. That is a mass break right there. Okay, all units apart from these 13. Your 13 are there. Everyone else, charge, charge, charge. Get on them now. We want the mass route. That is how Rome to War works. Let's not... Let's stop pretending this is Medieval 2 where we can find the streets forever. No. They're broken. They're routed. They are fleeing. And they are going to run away. These guys need to get on the plaza so that when we charge forward here, we don't accidentally lose the battle by accident, which is what accidentally means, Thomas. I think we've done it. I think we've done it. Just keep charging. Keep charging. Get through all of it. Speed it up. Get through it. Yeah, we've done it. 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 Who is left to die? Who has regrouped? I don't know, but the general just needs to plough through to the furthest possible unit. Who is not running away? There's someone back here. There's just like that chariot. I think that's it. It's just this chariot here. Okay. I don't want to send the general to that, but I do want to just send as many men as possible to come and deal with them. There's only 3 of them. Honestly, just get on top of them now. Get on top. Just keep them pinned down. Are they? Yeah, we've done it. We've done it. Well, that looked dicey for a minute, but back to the plaza is indeed the way to do it. I've been playing a lot of Medieval 2 recently because I've been playing a few episodes of the Papal States in a row. But Yeah, the street fighting on that is not how you play this game, and that was a very, very sheer reminder, a very clear reminder of that. That should have really been able to work there, but since one broke, as is typical with rebels, they all started to flee. But we've pretty much done it at this point, so we'll mop up as much as we can. We've killed the faction leader, so that's a pretty big win, all things considered. We need to try and kill as many as possible, and we'll start moving on towards... Oh, nice bit of javelin work there. Yeah, we'll start moving on towards the next town. The tower's being useful for something. It just killed one of them. Well done, Mr. Tower. A heroic victory. Well, I always said that we'll be able to defend this town, but yes, that was before I remember the palisade. In the end, whoever would have doubted us. This certainly looks like a turn of many opportunities, because Balk over here has a 98% chance of having open gates, and indeed they are open. So, can we auto-resolve this one? I think we can on this occasion. So we're going to stroll on there. I'm going to burn that one down to the ground. That's another little chunk of land turning our colour. When did this rebel? Oh, we have the great city of Mulan. Marvellous. I've been waiting a long time for this one. Bit surprised it's taking quite so long, but there we are. Okay, to be fair, they've been keeping this full stack army in there the whole time, haven't they? And me defeating the army has pulled it out, and that means it's now rebelled. Well, that's just beautiful. So all of the agents in the world can start moving on to the next town, Keter, which will probably have the same issue very, very soon. Yeah, you see, part of the thing with Aspire, as I've been saying, is the fact that it's so distracting for them. They're having to send armies around full stacks in these cities to keep the public order. That's actually what's going on most of the time. 85% here. Yeah, they don't have any more buildings to sort them out. Now, I haven't quite gone westward on the map yet because, frankly, it's a little bit insane. So, welcome to Babylon, which is empty, and my army is right here. Now, if I were, say, playing against the Germans or the Lithuanians, I would expect someone to leap out the forest and murder me, but no. The trees don't have eyes. That's just Babylon. And headphone warning for the Wonder Capture video. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon, ladies and gentlemen, captured in, well, a fairly simple way in the end. Good old Nebuchadnezzar II built this lovely fictional place, which is probably Alexander's drunken soldiers. Having a bit of an exaggeration, but hey ho, we are Alexander's drunken soldiers in effect, because that never happened. So, Susa, which yeah, I'm not even sending the Persepolis army there anymore. I'm sending over that army over to Tabai. It's actually got some decent stats in some of these guys, so hopefully in time we have to take them out. And yes, if you're wondering 1 episode or 2, it's looking more and more like 1 episode, isn't it? But I suppose we will see about that. We've got our other army back here, Abraham's army. We can potentially merge these two because honestly this guy, he let me down last time, although I do like both of these quite a lot. In fact, all 3 of them. The Drill Master. Perhaps that was the issue. Oh yes, of course, remember that from the really early days. Marvellous stuff. Right, we do have a few more men to take on. I didn't want to attack them until we'd taken Babylon, because I imagined the AI doing its style had run away 10,000 miles into the empty city. But there we are. That is ours. So we'll just continue to send all of these over to Susa. That's on 70%. How many more generals do they have? Because we do keep on murdering them. This is the new... It's not faction leader. He's just a founding member. Bit of a lazy one, mind you. They'll be happy to have us take over, I am sure. We've also got ourselves a big pile of money now, which I did say we don't really need, but we'll build ourselves an academy in Persepolis, because I think that's been a really important part of our empire, really. It's get them very distracted from the inside. Now, what other plays we've got left? So, we've got this bit over here, which I've wandered forward just a little bit, because I do need... I probably should have built a cavalry stables, although I didn't really have the money, so I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I do need to try and get this army to support this one. So we're going to try and get this army up to the hills here. And they're going to come round and join them. Not sure if that's one that we're going to win. That's a lot of the archers, isn't it? That's the one that we spectacularly failed at defending against last time, which I think was about a 4-second clip of me saying, no, that was never going to work. So... This, however, is very much going to work, so we're going to take them on in a moment. We're also going to take on these guys momentarily as well. So. Good old Theas over here. Now they've got 5 experienced peasants, 6 attack, 9 defense, not too shabby, and some mysterious man who, honestly, I can definitely find out more about. Oh yes, a flaccid, blatant adulterer. But if you're going to be a blatant adulterer, I guess you might as well be flaccid. I'm not going to say any more about that. Anyhow, moving on swiftly, we have this large affair over here and a little battle to go and mop up some of these chaps. So I'm going to go mop these up first. May or may not show it. We'll see if there's anything interesting in the old battle here. Let's hit him. You can probably tell how much I'm bothered about this battle, judging by the wonky formation. But hey-ho, we'll just send in these barbarian cav to deal with the Mardian archers, and that should be them dealt with. Although my experience of barbarian cavalry is pretty much they're about to rout, and indeed, I suspect that's quite possibly the case here. As ever, Mardian archers take a couple of seconds longer than I ever anticipate to rout, but they are now dealt with. Now it's down to their horsemen. Plenty of immortals getting some shots in as well, but let's not worry about any of that. Those horsemen at least have mopped them up to start with. Bring them back behind the line. They've essentially done their job, at least until the very end. Now, the peasants, of course, are the main fodder here today, so we'll use those chaps if we need to. Some odd little units here, a few just odd spatterings. 1 Bactrian cavalry, 3 archers, 7 peltasts, and some scythe chariots over here in the distance that I can't quite see the number of. 16. There's so much colouring on them, but sadly they might well cause us some annoyances yet. We will see about all of that. Let's just get the infantry in, to be honest. Just charge them all in. Why not? Why not indeed? To get them all to run in towards the enemy. Let's keep these guys dealt with by the peasants. That sounds fun to me. And the peltasts can throw lots of javelins in. All the cavalry can go and charge at these guys. Woohoo! So put the javelins on. We might as well just charge everyone forward. Oh, look at this. Absolute hero. Yes. Charge in at my peasants. Take bets on how many he's going to kill, because I reckon he'll kill at least 7. There's about 2 or 3. Wow, he killed about... Right, there might have been some arrows in there, but I'd like to think he killed all 21 of them. In fact, he's still alive. So, there we are. Look, those 2 horses have literally broken the peasants. Oh, that is spectacular. Well done, lads. Well done indeed. All the infantry in the world charging at 1 unit, because that's what I told them to do. You guys probably throw javelins in at those guys in that case, and we'll just pile in, because quite frankly, this army is surplus to the rest of the battle requirements. I'm pretty certain we'll be able to win this war without them. Gods be praised. Indeed. Indeed it does. So let's just make sure we mop up as many of them as possible. The peasants have managed to get themselves killed, which is spectacularly impressive of them. Let's just get on top of those chariots at this point. They do need to go down. They are the most annoying thing here on the battlefield. Going to cause plenty of issues yet, but there we go. We've broken them. At this point we can just mop them up. The Cane Horsemen are unfortunately going to get away, but this guy is not. He's going to plough into more peasants. Oh, he's still killing these peasants. I really want to know this guy's actual kill rate. We have to go and check it out at the end of the battle, because he's clearly done more than all your bets. Honestly, you need... I hope someone generally did place bet in the comment, because I look forward to seeing how many kills he got. Right, let's go and finish the rest of this off. There are some men somewhere who need to be killed, but I think on the whole, largely done the job. That's that guy's running away. Indeed it is. We should probably go mop him up. Oh, Steve's dead. Bit of a shit. They seem a bit sad about it all. It's okay, guys. This is what it's about. Oh, they turned their backs. Oh, how sad. Technically, the battle's not over. These 3 absolute mad fools. Yeah, exactly, lads. They're still fighting. Over the hill there, they couldn't see. They couldn't see that all of our men had already slaughtered their friends. But oh well, it's fine. These guys can just chase them down. But the battle is now over, and I wouldn't say efficient, but it's a victory. And with that, they have at least been mopped up. On to Scythia then, and they're going to have a bit more of a proper battle, I would think. They've got 1,300 men, we've got a couple more, and they do have very experience on these lands, and obviously some super experienced peasants who somehow haven't got themselves flooded with arrows. They've done well to survive that long. On the note of arrows, they don't have a single horse archer among them. So time to take out the old adulterous fool over here, and Zippides in the city, the faction leader. He is much the same. I suppose women everywhere, we'd better go and take these guys out. Let's head in. Well, if they want to take us on, they're going to have to take us on a mighty hill with layers and layers of javelin men, most of whom seem to be wanting to duck. Yeah, they've got the memo now. Well done, lads. They are doing a little bit of a wide line on me, though, so I might just start to swing out a couple of these chaps if I need to. No, they don't want to do anything just yet. That's fine. We'll start plodding towards them then, I suppose. As he rearranged to a slightly wider formation, then we're just going to charge down the 8 archers. This will, of course, prevent Scythia from ever becoming the demons on horseback that they will turn out to be. But in this particular time frame, these are only 8 lads who know how to do it, and they're about to be mowed down. I say that, we're about to actually die, so maybe we should pull out of this and start throwing some javelins in. We actually only killed like a couple of them. I only forgot to throw the javelins at these guys. Come on, throw the javelins in at these guys. They're supposed to die. There we go. They're not even wearing any armour or shields. Not even got a shirt on, to be honest, because they are pretty hardcore. In case you're interested, by the way, Scythia are fascinating people. There was a really good exhibition in London a few years ago about it. I think it came from Russia. I can't remember which one. I think it was from the Hermitage, actually. So yeah, fascinating little thing. The Hermitage website is quite interesting. Very good goldsmiths, the Scythians, as well as great tattoo artists. So there we are. But yeah, an interesting people, certainly worth a bit more time. There's a general coming in over here. I forgot about you. Okay. And we're just going to pull slightly. There we are, just enough of a distraction. Yeah, I forgot about this whole part. Let's go and deal with this general. Throw in the javelins. No, you're supposed to actually throw in the javelins. Oh yeah, we've kind of got flanked, these guys, because I'm a fool. Okay! That's perhaps not working out quite the way it's supposed to. General's okay, but I don't... Yeah, this guy's just some bloke. It's never really his army anyway, was it? So, as the general tries to take us on, we're going to throw in more and more javelins. Lovely, get on top of the general. Right, our cav's now doing its work there. Now decide to charge in, which is probably a sensible time to do it. We actually don't have many javelins on right now. There goes the general. Well, our guy ran away because he's a complete fool and doesn't believe in our peoples. But the rest of us, missiles on, start throwing them. Throw missiles ahoy. Now, I'm not sure this is going to be the most efficient use of the rest of our men, but we can at least try and take them on. This side that's a little bit weaker, to be honest, so I'm going to start throwing in some javelins into that part of the world. I suspect with all the javelins coming in, they're going to give up very soon. There goes the other general. Okay, at this point, yeah, let's just get on top of these chaps. They are doing a little bit of damage in the odd place, but by and large, they are essentially just getting slaughtered, aren't they? Indeed they are. There are actually some men taking us on over there. We should probably go and deal with them, actually. My cav probably don't need to take them on all by themselves, no. There's our barbarian spearmen, so we should probably use the cavalry to charge all these guys down. Let's just start running after them, because we should be a little bit quicker. At this point, we can get running. Didn't really see the full barrage of javelins there, and by the looks of their bars, they barely even used them. I think, to be honest, they just won by sheer reputation, which at this point I think is fair enough. Now, plenty of these are going to get away, which is not the best, but you know, that's just going to have to happen, I suppose. We'll charge down as many of them as we possibly can. Get to the very back unit, which is the general. He's technically not actually fleeing at this point. Yeah, we should at least catch up with some of them in the long run. Charge him down! Charge him down! We're going to miss out some of these guys, but a huge amount of them are just peasants. Chances are the game will just give us the town at the end of this anyway. And here we are then, a final glorious victory for the Javelin men, my favourite of all the armies. Of course, some of their brothers in arms are over in Persepolis right now, just outside Persepolis, I believe, just trying to... There we go, there's a nice Javelin storm. Yeah, some of them are around Persepolis at the moment, aren't they, in the ideal army. I don't know where they're going to end up, but, you know, somewhere they'll eventually have something else to do, I'm sure. So, 1 or 2 more major battles, but it looks like that's one more faction wrapped up. Victory for us, faction destroyed, and that's given us the town with an army to boot. Marvellous stuff. To be honest, I don't really want any of them, although I guess I'll take the cav on this occasion. We'll merge up what we got, and frankly, that is all we lost. Just 36 and 97 on these guys and a few cav. The general, frankly, was a disgrace. I'm going to bring back the old guy from Tomzantium. This is the true general of this army. I'm sorry we ever didn't believe in you. I never really doubted you. I always doubted that other guy. Right, let's work out what we've got to take over here. We've got Susa. That's probably the big one in terms of, you know, their kind of core territories at the Persian Gates. And then otherwise, yeah, we got to hold on Expan. We've got Tabai, which looks like a pretty major one. Pera as well, because we don't currently have an army for that battle. And over Bactria and Banu, there's going to be one big affair in that part of the world. At this point, it's always well worth trying to bribe someone just for the lols of it. Sadly, he doesn't want to be bought out. What a complete tool. And this guy's the faction leader, so yeah, clearly he wouldn't want to either. Oh well, on the plus side, they've sent a little army outside of Susa, which seems awfully tempting, doesn't it? I've got Mithridates over here, Mithridates and Descartes. They're all wrapped into one. Obviously, with this guy outside, we can face them out on the field where we want to. Now, that is a pile of generals, and the rest might just be over here, actually. Might be able to snipe them off. We will see about that, ladies and gentlemen. So, 2 generals in the main force that we're going to take on, and the rest of it all in the city here. So, not, frankly, all that good. Quite a bit of damage from rioting by the looks of it, which is marvellous. I think we'll be absolutely fine. This is pretty much as model army as I've had all game. I have got the mercenaries available, by the way, but they just haven't popped up for me because I haven't really had generals for very long, to be honest. So, oh well, time to head in. This is probably the big final battle. Maybe 1 or 2 other little affairs, but this one, I don't know, this one sort of feels like the crucial battle at the Persian Gates. Let's go. In the beautiful wheat fields outside of Susa, we take on what could be the final army, the final big stand. Now, of course, I have managed to wander really close. Let's charge in. Okay, apparently they're not going to stop. They stopped. So we'll just get on top of them. Why not? Okay, their cav are just piling in, so we should probably just kind of grab all of our cav, actually. And let's just get over this side, please. They're broken. That's good to see. They're the Hyrcanians. Just get ourselves back in position. You guys start running. Yeah, we'll just start getting the cav to pile in. And at this point, they will get absolutely slaughtered. Can we get all these guys to stop throwing your javelins at this point? Lovely. Yeah, pile on top of them, pile on top of them, pile on top of them. Some of the distance of those 2 other generals, by the way, they're not getting involved. They are not interested at all, are they? No. Okay, we piled in on their cav, as per usual. They are running away. And there are a few more of their other Bactrian cav to take on. Persian infantry, spearmen, just... they're here, why not kill them? They're vulnerable. And I think we just got the routes on the go at the moment. So, strangely, they didn't route there. Well done, lads. Well done. But I'm just going to put out for a little bit now because it looks like the fun's over. In terms of these guys, though, do get your javelins back on. Thank you very much. In fact, that might as well be the case for all of you. Thank you very much. As ever, you might expect from Darius, the lad over here is trying to run away or trying to skirmish at the very least. No, we don't want any of that nonsense. No, we don't. Get yourselves back in positions, chaps. Thank you very much. Right, as we try and just send a cavalry around the back in some sort of mad counter, we're going to charge them down. We're largely trying to get them with javelins, to be honest, but it hasn't quite happened. To be honest, we're going to get ourselves scythed to death if we're not careful here. There he goes. There he goes. With that, we can run around the farm. Yeah, this is giving us a good bit of protection, actually. Run around the farm. Lovely work. Indeed, fear is a keen home of their heart. Or a heart of their keen... I don't know what I'm saying. As ever. Hardly surprising. Right, let's just start charging them at this point. Kardak is over there. You guys, you can charge into them. These guys are actually going to take us on. Persian infantry. So we should probably actually focus on these guys for the short term. You do that. You, General, can get into the Hyrcanian Cav. And all my lovely missile lands, you start moving in that direction as well. I think, to be honest, we're alright with this. Don't even worry about running around the back. We're just going to run into them over here instead. We're kind of blocking their exit, so I should probably embrace that situation as much as possible. And enjoy the lovely, lovely wheat field. Nice pixely, pixely wheat. My favourite kind. Lovely. They're all broken. Absolutely slaughtered them. At this point, the battle is almost entirely over. Those guys are fleeing. Hardly surprising. And yeah, almost the entire army taken out here. With any luck, we're going to be able to just stroll into the town after this. Though those two guys are running away. We did kill the general though, so that should give us the open door. Now, a couple other lads over there. Just make sure we mop them up. We've pretty much done the job here. A beautiful victory in the end there. And if you're wondering how many men that camel killed earlier, that Bactrian cavalry, I never checked. I am very, very sorry indeed. I will go and check the footage after this. And if I can tell you anything, I will let you know. How did they manage to escape into the town? Whatever, let's just stroll in, shall we? Yes, maybe it's in the footage. I don't think I clicked on it, if I'm honest with you. So with that, we will exterminate Susa, and the second army can march ever onward. Merge what we've got, keep moving. Where are we going next? Over to Tabai. There are more battles sort of floating on around there, of course. We'll get to that in the future. Wow, there's no infrastructure here at all. Did I smash that up earlier in the campaign? I probably did, you know. That would make sense. Fine. And then there were three armies, but yeah, 2 cities remain. We are very much reaching the end here, and indeed we're going to bat away this army one final time. Over at Banu, we are going to have to take on these lads. Honestly, we can automatically resolve that one too. And with that, we walk into the settlement down to 1, just Tabe here in the middle. And I think what we want to do, ladies and gents, is grab this guy over here. The rebel general must lead his javelin men to victory. So what I think we'll do is we'll just move him around over here to make sure that he can join the fight. So just in case all these guys start getting more ideas about taking us on, I am going to now shove him across actually. So let's just find out what the position is over here. So show cursor stats. Where are we? 88, 27. Let's move this chap. He's got some ridiculous name that I can't pronounce. Move character. What's his face? Captain, the great hero, Captain Azpakana. Marvellous. 8827. And with that, he should be joining the party here today. Lovely stuff. And we'll take this guy on. Where's my friend? Oh, the game hasn't registered that he's there. I have to reload. Damn it. No, it's all fine. I managed to make it work. We've got Captain Aspakanar in the battle. He's going to fight for himself. I'll take control of Pharnabazis of Mithridacat. And finally, going to use his full name. I think here then we will finally see victory. It'll be fitting, I think, to use the 2 armies with our lovely javelin men. They've truly been the heroes of this campaign. Although the Hyrcanian cavalry have done us some very good work as well. In terms of what we've got to take on, it's just the scrap to keep on battling this dude over here, and then we've got the army in the city. Faction heir, family member, faction leader, as you might expect. Fairly big full force, nothing particularly elite. To be honest, the Persians don't really have anything elite, just some chariots, which occasionally are a bit annoying. Time to head in then for one final bout.
Many times I have faced this enemy, and many times I have beaten them. Today, when we win, this victory will be yours as much as mine. Another one of our armies is nearby and ready to fall upon the enemy. I have won many great victories for Rome. Be strong in that truth, and let this be one more. March on, and know that our victory victory is assured as long as we live and die like true Romans.
True Romans, ladies and gentlemen. That, after all, was the secret ploy. All along, we weren't the rebels, but we were Rome. But a terrible, terrible version of Rome. Anyway, we've been okay. We're in a big rocky field to go and finish off the campaign. Apparently all the rocks, big spikes sticking out of them, because why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't the textures be that beautiful? Now, our reinforcements are coming from this sort of direction, I guess, over there. There's some interesting land here. I could go slightly more up the hill, but in many ways we should perhaps just take them on straight and true. This setup isn't too bad. Let's just get myself perfectly set and then we'll get going. The game seems to be a little bit confused. These are the rebel reinforcements, right? Pirate reinforcements. Definitely have a Persian flag. Have I missed something? Have we transcended beyond the rebels? Have they now become the rebels? Oh, this is very strange. This is very strange indeed. I've never seen this before. The game is anticipating the final defeat and the final victory of the rebels, and thus the world is no longer... What? What's even happening here? I mean, they are my friends. It does say AI reinforcements, but the flag is wrong. Anyway, maybe we should get moving. I should really pay attention to what's going on in this battle. What's happening over here, by the way? I think what's happening over here is a cavalry charge, actually. That is definitely what's going to be happening. As for everyone else apart from the cav, we should probably go and help them all out, because... Are they going to... I'm so confused. I've never seen this before. I mean, this is... Are they going to attack each other? I guess they are. It's Persia v Persia, ladies and gentlemen. We'll finally get to see who the true victor was in this civil war, apparently. Who knows? Strange things. Very strange things here as we complete our campaign. But with this charge here, we will now go and take out some of their men. We'll hold back on the javelins. We'll save those for later in the battle. Good old Mithridates over here has hopefully taken them out pretty quickly. Indeed he has. Slaughtered! Now the only thing with that is sometimes they like to flee once that kind of thing happens. But on this occasion, they are not. These are my friends. I should remember that. There's the General. Hi, Mr. General. Good to see you, my lovely, lovely friend. Hopefully you don't die. We brought a friend along with him. How lovely. Good old Steve. Anyway, we probably need to start running because these guys are going to... No, they're going to run away. That's not how this is supposed to go down. Oh, we've got to have a proper siege now. I think they realised these guys weren't their friends. No. How sad. Hopefully I don't have to take on my friends, but maybe we're just supposed to have one massive siege to finish things off here. Yeah, who's alive? I don't know. Yeah, this is why you're not supposed to take out the main army so quickly, because the reinforcements leave. But I don't know. I panicked. I panicked.
This is a heroic victory, worthy of
Oh dear. Right. Well, I guess it's a huge siege to finish off the day. In we go then for the final bout against the ambitiously named Jangahir of Europa Rahagi. Can't help but notice that we're the ones who have Europe, thank you very much, and in fact all of Persia. Time to head in. Of course, good old Aspakanaka will be there to join us on this great victory. Perhaps there's a grand speech waiting for us. Let's get going.
This is their last city, their last rat hole to hide in. Let them cower behind their walls, but it will do them no good. We have not come this far to turn back now. Harden your hearts. Put them all to the sword. This is our moment of triumph. I have fought these men many times, and even now they must be praying to their false gods for mercy. They will have little enough of it from me. Be of good cheer. Our comrades are marching to our aid even as I speak. So let your battle cry put fear into the enemy's guts. Call out to them and be brave. Call to the heavens and let strength and honor be your watchwords today.
Strength and honour in deep, deep fuchsia pink, and it's broken again. No, one final crash for the series. Here we are then, ladies and gentlemen, with what seems like a huge pile of Persians to take on, but no, that is indeed the reinforcements once again flying the Persian flag, as if to say, we are taking over your town now, and indeed that's very much what looks like happening. They're charging everyone straight through the gate. We might as well start sending people in, I suppose, so into all of their lovely delicious walls. Looks like I can't actually reach that bit over there, so we'll go and send in these guys to knock a few holes down. Of course, we do know that the gate is wide open, but the more holes, the merrier, eh? And yeah, I do... Honestly, what even is this? Why do we have the Persian flag now? I mean, jokes aside, yes, we are now going to take over Persia, but I've never seen Total War do this before. It is quite bizarre. It isn't like this army is culturally Persian either. I mean, obviously all the rebel armies have a culture to them, so that would make sense if this was a Persian army, but it's not. It's always been a Macedonian army. Very, very bizarre. Anyway, if we don't start moving, we're actually going to have no chance to actually do any of the mergering here. So what I might do is just grab a couple of the rams that aren't necessarily doing anything. Okay, it's just one over here. Send these guys in, that'll be fine. Get a few of the javelins, pick a couple of them up. You know what, let's make it 3. Let's make it 3 of the javelins and start lining ourselves up over here. In fact, make it nice and narrow. That will be perfect. There we go. So, you guys just kind of throw yourselves in the way just in case we need to use it. And I think we'll probably be absolutely fine. Now, as we're over here, this is actually a Persian chap running away. Or these 36. Which 36, I don't know. We are at least in grey. So I suppose despite the green flags, we are still in the correct colours. So that's something, eh? If anyone does know why this is happening, do let me know. There seem to be some weird bugs on this they only see on Alexander. Of course, I have noticed that every time we have Deep Fuchsia Pink, that's when the game breaks. Because I've done it a few times on this particular series. I got really excited about Deep Fuchsia Pink, and then the game breaks. And that is the consistent trigger, it seems. Something to do with the way the weather's set. So, yeah, if you know why either of those two bugs are happening, or a quick fix, then do let me know. They're nothing particularly important, obviously, but, well, the crash one is quite annoying. Particularly as Total War... Wow, you got burnt down just there. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, it is annoying, to be fair, the crashing thing, because Total War is not a particularly happy game when it comes to not being the main screen. So when you try and use Control Delete and things, the game flickers between main window screen and that. So it's not particularly happy in that particular scenario. We should probably get some support in for this chap at this point, because I think he's going to struggle, actually. Indeed, he probably is. Yeah, he's already given up. Okay, well, with that done, we'll send in these guys instead. These guys might as well throw in whatever javelins they've got left at this point. And we're pretty much... Yeah, these corner ones have really failed, haven't they? Yeah, pretty much just waiting for some of our allies break their way through the gates. Beautiful stuff. They should indeed. Ordered forward, sirs. Get in, get in, get in. Charge. Be merry. Are these my javelins? Yeah, my new javelins are here. Lovely stuff. Just hold back, actually, Mr. Javelins. These guys have used theirs up, so they might as well start piling in. You chaps get in there as well. That'll be marvellous. We do seem to be losing an awfully large amount of men, if I'm frankly honest about this. To some extent, not surprising. How are we going on this side, by the way? Because, you know, I could be doing this a little bit more efficiently, but it kind of depends how many troops they put on my side and theirs. Looks like these guys seem to have cracked through them. But these blokes don't seem to be quite as good by when they're not controlled by me. Let's go with that particular choice of phrase. Anyway, these chaps are now in hand-to-hand combat. The other bug that really annoys me on Alexander is that I hope they fix that in the remastered. I'd be quite sad if they didn't. Yes, of course, the remastered. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what comes of Alexander with that, because, as I said before in this series, I found Alexander. It seemed like it's put together very quickly. So I feel like if you've got the chance to remaster it, there are a few things to fix. Obviously, they haven't added in any other factions, or at least they haven't said they're adding in the other factions. But certainly there are a few little buggy things they could fix, and certainly opening up the map in a couple sections would be nice. I know a lot of the spirit of it is a few minor things, and then let the modders do their modding thing. But I think there's a few general things here that could be discussed. And currently, most of the footage has. Well, I say this is recorded probably a week and a half, about 10 days before this came out. Actually, I'm a bit ahead for the end of this series here. I want to make sure I'm on top of things for when Remastered comes out. But yeah, I haven't seen really anyone cover very much about Alexander just yet. I think Prince of Macedon has done some coverage of it, so I have to go catch up with him with regards to Alexander. But I haven't seen very much about it, so I have sent a little message to Feral. Perhaps we will know a little bit more, because I'm intrigued to see if things like the rebels and indeed the factions on this particular version of things. Okay, let's just start getting in our cavalry. We will see about that. If I find out more, I'll let you know. But I am a bit too small of a channel already. I'm not in the loop with these things. If you want to fight my corner, feel free. Yes, at the moment we will have to wait until it is gifted to us, and the remaster should be exciting when it does appear. Hopefully. Well, in a way, I kind of like this bug. I just like to understand what's going on with my allies having the wrong flag here. It is a bit strange how many small little things go on Alexander that I don't normally see in the main game. It does look like we've largely carved our way into the town centre before our allies. I always knew we were the true greats here. You guys go and break down this random bit of wall, because they're experienced. They know what they're doing. You guys just start throwing in your javelins. That will be absolutely grand. And okay, yes, we're facing that whole issue that we saw earlier in the episode, which wasn't an issue then, but it was the two entrances to the plaza situation, which is going to cause a few problems. General's over here, final general of the Persians. Before we go and murder them, oh, I do love good old javelin cav. Why have they got various versions of this cav, by the way? Because we saw them have the chariot, which of course would be the Darius chariot thing. So maybe all the starting generals have chariots, and from then on they're all javelins. Is that the case? That might well be what's going on here. I know with India, I think on my India video I had the Indian general was a cavalry unit, but he actually isn't, or the rest of the generals aren't, with the way I set the game files there. So intriguingly, yeah, they are a bit varied on this, which isn't necessarily what I was expecting, but there we are. Seems to be what's going on with the Persians as well. I think that's because they set a few individual characters on this game. Wow, we're being routed. The allies have been routed. I haven't seen my general fallen yet. No, he's running away. He's lost his mate Dave. Bit of a shame there. He's running off. But oh no, we've got plenty back here. Plenty of pirates around that side. Probably haven't noticed how few entrances there are in this particular city. Oh, a nice little leap there by that chap. This one's going to get up though. There we go. Pokey pokey. Stabby stabby. Down he goes. Yeah, I'd say Mithridates Descartes has done a good job by and large. Come on, missiles. Get yourselves over here. All infantry. You just get yourselves here. Yeah, bring the ram. Why not? All cav, get yourselves into position as well. We don't need to win this just yet. No. Now if we can get these to... There we go. Yeah, we're going to line up our javelins. I think that's going to be the best way to finish this up. Get your javelins in position. The allies, hopefully, I think it's literally the generals has routed them, but hopefully the allies, whichever one are the allies, will fight him off in good time. Yeah, they're trying to hack him down. I think they had a few generals in here, didn't they? Eastern General. That's yeah, this is just the pile of generals now that's cutting through our allies. Unsurprising here. Right, in many ways, that's probably what we should leave all of these guys for. Just make sure they're not on skirmish, because that could cause a few problems. Get yourselves over here, particularly you two. You two are the most important ones. You two are the lads with added ammo. Cavalry javelins are going to come in, however, these Persian infantry need to go down, and in come all the javelins. These guys have given up, even though there's 8 of them and there's many other men around to help them out. But
running away.
No!
They have no more stomach for this fight.
No! What poor Poor fools they are. Okay, we're going to have to block up the entrance then. Let's just block this little bit over here. That'll be marvellous. Actually, yeah, you go off, Javelin. Same with you. We'll keep you off. I'm going to face you lads over in this direction, ready for generals over there. And the rest of them, I guess you better pile on top. The rest of you just get on top of these guys. Charge at them. Pile on. Finish them off. Right. There is the tiniest chance that we lose this because my allies seem to have got themselves killed, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Absolutely fine. Bit strange that the general is not bothering to come to the plaza just yet, and those 28 experienced men taking that ram to the weird side of the walls, they have decided to take him on bravely, but potentially quite stupidly. So sadly they will go down, but they will go down as heroes amongst men. The archers still seem to be shooting in, which is unfortunate. We'll send this general to go and prove himself worthy as one of our generals. And I just suspect, yeah, they're going to start coming in. They've got 1.5 minutes to come and finish us off. You're now running into the plaza. So, General, you're allowed to, yeah, you're allowed to come back. He's obviously not our proper leader today. We've got the other lad here who should, hopefully, avoid getting himself killed. Can't actually see where he is right now, but he's in here somewhere. Hopefully the general is going to meet us on the plaza very soon. Officially victory is ours, but they seem determined to send in all these archers. These guys are going to try and be heroes of sorts, but they're going to get themselves torn up at some point by the general. Unfortunately the archers are kind of stuck on a leap. I don't think they're actually doing anything, but we might at least pull them in to the plaza if we're lucky, because I would like to take them down properly here at the end. So yeah, that looks like we've done it. We've done it. Okay, we've obviously got ourselves a classic trap here to finish off. And I had to leave back a few javelins for the final event here. Yeah, here come a few just to tease them. Oh, that's why. Here's the general. There's good old Mithridates Descartes. And he should be here to seal the job. A few javelins going to come in. All the Macedonian lads see their victims. You can almost see the whites in their eyes, but not quite. Come on, anytime. Come on, just throw your javelins in. Come on. We don't care about friendly fire here. No, we don't. We just care about death and violence. A few of them gave up, but we'll just keep on reminding them to throw them in. Come on. 25 and counting down. Yes, overall it's been a very successful Rebels campaign. This 7 episodes. Only this one's probably, I think, over an hour. So overall, it's been a pretty efficient bit of work. Right, all units, just start pummeling them in now. Down to 9. Everyone finish them off. So, yeah, we're going back to the timer here. But, yeah, it's been an efficient job. We start with absolutely nothing. Obviously, there's always the Rebels campaigns. Moments of luck. There's always little moments of luck that kind of turn it around for you. But I think overall, we've done a very efficient job. We've won important victories where we have. We've divided and conquered. Damn it. We've ploughed through our enemies. We've torn out their hearts. And now the world can know a true Rome. A true Rome that can take over without any of these nonsensical factions who aren't supposed to be in the game at 270 BC. And I can't remember what time we had left, but I have looked it up. Because the crash, I decided I'm going to go look up what I said about earlier with how many turns it was. It was we had 132 turns at the start, so we can do the maths in a minute, try and figure out where we are with all of this. So let's throw ourselves into the final general here, speed it up for a moment, and let's just circle in on the final fall. The decadent Persians have been defeated, apart from someone who's still around. Someone's still around. There's one bloke. He's got stuck by a tree. Oh, that's magnificent. They truly are. Oh my. Yeah, you know when you've been, your dynasty's been in charge for too long, and, where are we going? You know when your dynasty's been in charge for too long and you're a bit too much inbreeding? I think that's what's going on. We might have to... This is strange. Okay, we go.
By the decree of fate, perhaps.
By the degree of fate. Decree of fate, sorry. Yeah, I would say there's many of my allies throwing their lives away, but we did the job. 2,153 kills for them in the end. The brave Kardakes, they threw their lives for our freedom. And with that, Victory is ours.
Victory!
And with that, the final city falls, and we shall exterminate. Ah, I am a British general, am I? Marvellous. I didn't know if there was a victory screen at all. But let us just take in the music here as we ponder over the great victory that has been this campaign. 70 turns left. That means we've done this in 62 turns. I'd say that's pretty good. We won it in the normal time frame. In fact, very handily, in fact. There we are. My empire now stretches from sunrise to sunset, from the icy wastes, sort of, to the scorching deserts. I have a lot of that. We can now, well, say there's nothing left to prove. There are no more worlds to conquer now that I am the master of all. Thank you for joining me on this, ladies and gentlemen. We'll, of course, take a new look at the remastered version of Alexander Total War. But for now, I will leave you. I'm Thomas. This is To Know Is the Human. And this has been a Rome Total War Alexander Rebels campaign. Thank you, and goodbye.
Go, my puppies, go! Hunt down the German dogs.
My chariots are complete lunatics. Stop charging into the spears. Stop charging into the spears. Why do these guys not break? Everyone else has fled. Go home. Go home. What is happening at the chariots?